It's Miami Music Week, and we're here at Floyd for Lady of the House with the Queen of Space herself, Msmada.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. I'm excited for Music Week, so. Yeah.
What are you most excited for?
Honestly, tonight is PIV, so I'm excited for that. And honestly, this entire week, closing is going to be intense. I can't say who's on it, who's playing, or what, or when I'm playing, but it's going to be a good one. So.
Yeah. You got a fully packed schedule?
Yeah, I hope I can sleep at some point. But every Music Week, I never really get to sleep anyway, so I'm used to it.
All right, so you're ready.
Yeah, I'm very much ready.
You are the new Stateside ambassador for Lady of the House. What are you hoping to achieve with that initiative?
I hope to act as like a passing of the torch for all the work that they've been doing, their initiative, everything that they stand for, making the gender disparity smaller in that aspect, and like bringing more exposure to women in the industry. I think that's very much needed. So,
you have been dubbed the Queen of Space.
Right.
Tell us about that journey.
That's a title that was given to me by many people, and I'm humbled by it. It's a long way coming from when I was 18, and I remember when I was in high school saying, hey, like one day I hope I can play here. And this was like when DJing was in the back of my mind. And then 10 years later, I somehow became a resident. So, put your mind to anything, and here I am, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a mad touring schedule. How do you fit that in with all your commitments with life?
Well, my touring schedule is, I'm lucky to have a day job that's it within the same sector of, me DJing, because I work for Space, but, I work in the back office of Space too. So my bosses are very flexible with my schedule. If I want to pursue like an opportunity like playing Paradise in Ibiza, then they'll be like, you know what, go take a week off, go ahead. I guess I don't take it for granted, but in that aspect I have like an advantage of like not being a starving artist, like many people that are hustlers and they're, that's all they do is music, where, if I want to take a break from like touring, I can. So yeah, I'm just lucky to be at the right place at the right time with my bosses who own the club, and yeah, that's how my schedule is pretty much.
What is your favorite track produced by a female that's out on Beatport right now?
Ooh, it's not out on Beatport, but there's a release coming out by Flora Shore. I forget the name of the tracks, but the entire EP is phenomenal, and I've been playing it like everywhere. So,
what is your absolute craziest moment from Miami Music Week?
Well, there was a lot of memories that I have, and it's really difficult to pick. So I would have to say last year's Paradise was pretty crazy. They say you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. And that day, it was a great party until there was like a hurricane that lasted for like an hour. And I remember I was just sitting in the artist lounge area, and was looking at the weather, like, oh, it's gonna rain, but they were like, oh, it's gonna drizzle. All of a sudden, it started pouring, and I see like scores of people running into the artist lounge, grabbing trash bags, trying to put it on as a raincoat. Our artist relations manager, she grabbed a broom and was like sweeping the water out of the booth, because like it's outdoors. So yeah, I think that was the craziest memory that I have as of recent. Yeah.
Do you have any advice for artists that are independent and are ready to, really get into the industry?
I would say put yourself out there. I would say to network. You can't make it without networking or meeting the right people. You could be the best producer in the world and have your music out there, people downloading it, people playing it, but if they don't get to know you as a person, you can't build that that rapport to get booked or anything. And I think that's the main thing I would tell people. Just put yourself out there and to meet people. Network is very important. As much as I'm a very antisocial person sometimes, and I'm very introverted, but I think it's one of the things I wish I knew earlier. I think just partying, you meet people no matter what, when you're just making friends with people when you're partying. So yeah, that's basically it, just network.